Welcome to NovelTech Media. In this video I wanted to cover the topic of getting a college degree in order to become a software engineer. So I'm going to speak from my own experience and I'm going to bring pros and cons why you should get a college degree and why you shouldn't. We're going to speak about topics like how much it's going to cost you depending on the location where you are and what role you really want to work in. Do you want to work as a software engineer and you're really interested in programming? Or is this only a stepping stone where you want to become maybe a project manager, a business owner, or something else? So I think that there are a lot of valuable information that you can get out of this. So let's get into it. So there are two types of people about this topic. Some people who say that you definitely need a college degree and people who have taken masters in computer science and they are most probably working some project management roles, and those type of people think that you definitely need a college degree. Then you have another group of people who are self-taught programmers who are mostly really deep into the topic. They are developing actually the features within a company. So you have those two types of people who are going to tell you that you either need or don't need a college degree. On the other hand, it's also going to depend on the location where you are and how much a college degree it's going to cost you. And it's also going to depend again on the location where you are working, if the environment is such that a college degree is required or isn't required from you. So in this video I wanted to cover those topics and speak from my own personal experience. All my experience comes from working in Europe, so I'm going to speak from that viewpoint, but I also know a lot of people living in the US or Asia, and I'm going to include their experiences as well. So first of all, you need to know what's the difference between a programmer and a software engineer. So if your goal is to become a web developer and you just want to develop cool front ends, or you want to be even a tech lead in that area, you most probably won't need a college degree. And I didn't even see any recruiters or companies asking for a college degree there. And those were quite high positions. So I'm not talking only about internships or junior level positions. I'm talking about front-end lead positions, even CTO positions if the entire product or company is mostly developing front ends. On the other hand, if you're going to be a sole backend engineer and you're only going to spend 80% of your time developing Java or Python applications, then again, you most probably won't need a college degree, even though it can help a little bit. But in 90% of my interviews, I haven't even been asked if I have a college degree or if I'm pursuing a college degree. In order to test this theory, in some CVs, before I have finished my college degree, I didn't even include any degree, and this didn't hinder my chances of getting interviews in any bit. On the other hand, if I included a college degree, I most probably would get the question like, how long did I study, or if I'm finished, or what was the major I took. But it really didn't have a huge impact on my chances of getting interviews and getting further in interviews. So the positions I applied to were mostly pure software development, software engineering positions, including a little bit of management or project management or requirements engineering things. So it really didn't play a role. On the other hand, if you go to become a project manager for IT projects, if you want to become, requirements engineer or something in that area, a college degree is something that is talked a bit more about. More people are going to ask you this question, but still it's not going really to have any huge impact on you. One thing that I think personally is that in order to get a grasp around everything, it is really useful if you do a bachelor's degree, so that you can better understand how companies work, what type of software you need to produce, what's quality assurance and all this type of stuff. But on the other hand, it again depends how much it's going to cost you. If you live in Europe or somewhere where you don't have to pay too much for a college degree, let's say a college degree is going to cost you only a few thousand euros or 10,000 euros, then I think it's definitely worth it to pursue it. But if it's going to set you back for, I don't know, from colleagues that I heard of in the US, for example, if it's going to set you off for $150,000, and you only want to become a programmer or software engineer, in my personal opinion, it's definitely not worth it. You should pursue something else in that case, because programming is something that changes a lot. It changes all the time. And when you want to become good at it, you definitely need to go to conventions, talk with people, get real life experience, read books, go through tutorials, and always stay up to date. Build your own projects and so on and so forth. But if you maybe want to get more into the business side of things and you want to become a manager or a business owner or something like that, then college degree is much more useful to you. Then you should study something like accounting or business or economics or maybe business informatics, something in that direction. And that's what I studied as well. I studied business informatics for my degree. And I think that studying pure software engineering is good maybe at a bachelor's degree if it's not going to cost you too much and you can maybe work part-time in the meanwhile. But if you want to spend 5 years of your life studying software engineering and paying for it 150, 200,000 euros, and your only goal is to become a good software developer, I definitely think it's not worth it. So let's speak about this topic from a pros and cons perspective. So what are the pros you're getting with a college degree and what are the cons of it? So let's say you want to become a software engineer and you're really interested in tech. Maybe one day you want to become a lead or a CTO or something like that. So what do you need to consider? In order to get hired, you basically don't need a college degree. It's not going to give you that much of an advantage. If you want to proceed in your career, you again won't need it so much. It's mostly going to come from what you're doing, how good you are at it, how good you're with people, and so on and so forth. Those skills aren't something that you're really going to get in college. You are, of course, going to get a part of it, like it's not completely useless, but most of it can be done in 6 months by just Googling it and speaking with people in the industry. So those are basically the things that you aren't gonna get with a college degree. On the other hand, it depends what you can do in the meantime. If you have a plan to do something else more productive, then my recommendation would be to maybe start a college degree if it's not costing you anything or if it's not costing you too much, and then do it on the side. But if you really need to focus 100% on your college degree, and you won't have time to do anything else in your life, and it's going to cost you $100,000, then maybe it's not the best option to pursue. You should maybe wait it out a little bit. And on the other hand, if you think that you're starting college with 17 or 18 or 19 years old, you really don't know what you want to become in life. You aren't really 100% sure that you want to become a software engineer and do this till you die. Maybe you want to change, maybe you want to proceed something else. So my recommendation would be to just start out if you're really interested in it and a college degree is going to cost you a lot. My recommendation would be to just start playing around with it, doing a few Udemy courses, maybe applying somewhere on an internship, something low paid, just to get in and have a feeling for how this is going to look like. And you should look at college like not just a piece of paper, but something that's going to bring you further in life. So you should look at it from a perspective, what am I gaining through this? Am I getting any experience through it? Am I gonna be better suited for interviews? Am I going to learn to communicate with people better? Am I going to learn some skill that I can't learn online for free or for $20 or something like that? So you need to look at it from this perspective and not from the perspective that I just need a college degree to get a job. So you really should look into it, what that college degree is offering you. You should look at the curriculum, and if the curriculum mostly is a bunch of Udemy courses that you can do in 2 months and not spend 3 or 5 years pursuing a college degree for the same thing, then maybe you shouldn't really do a college degree, or you should do it on the side if it's not costing you too much money. What have I done My experience looks the following. I went to college because I'm in Europe. It didn't cost too much. It costed like not even €1,000 per year. So my approach to it was, okay, I'm gonna go to college, maybe learn a few things, meet some new people, get a foot into the industry and get to know how it works. And after that, I'm gonna start working somewhere. I'm gonna pursue an internship. And it worked out in the way that I got a job offer and I started working parallel with college. So the college, the first few months of college really helped me out. It helped me out to meet people, to understand what the entire thing is about, to point me in the direction of reading the right books, doing the right tutorials, and so on and so forth. But after some while, it became really useless because I learned all that stuff working. And at some point I wanted to drop college and just pursue work, but I still did it on the side. So every time after work I would still do something from college and invest like 8 to 9 hours working per day and like 2 to 3 hours investing into studying. And that's the reason it took me a bit longer to finish college, but in the end I don't really see any change in my life because of having it or not having it. The only reason I did try to finish it is because I already started it and I was like 60% finished. So I really wanted to finish it for just my own sake. But I don't think it really brought me any further in life. So that's something you need to consider why you're doing it and what you're gaining from it. Don't just look at it, everyone is getting a college degree and I need also to get a college degree. So I hope that this information was really helpful and that I could point you in the right direction. If you have any questions or recommendations, leave them down in the comments. Also check out the description, and thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.